Now, he's debated the existence of God with intellectuals like Christopher Hitchens and A.C. Grayling. And next week, Dr. Bill Craig is coming to Oxford and hoping to take on perhaps the highest profile atheist of them all, Richard Dawkins, on tour in the UK. Now, so far, Dawkins has refused to debate with him. So Dr. Craig's campaign has taken out adverts on the sides of buses in Oxford saying there's probably no Dawkins. Dr. Craig is a theologian and Christian apologist. Now that means he aims to present a rational basis for the Christian faith, defend the faith against objections, and expose the perceived flaws of other worldviews. And Dr. Craig joins me now. Good morning to you, Dr. Craig.
Good morning, Nick.
Now, why are you an apologist? Isn't it just enough to, to practice your belief and just let others get on with their lives?
Well, as Christians, we're called to be prepared to give an answer to anybody who asks us why we believe as we do. And so as a Christian philosopher and theologian, I simply try to do this in an intellectually responsible way.
Why does your event need the likes of Richard Dawkins, then?
Well, frankly, Richard Dawkins has garnered tremendous notoriety for his claims that belief in God is a delusion. And I want to call him intellectually on the carpet for this. I think he needs to be prepared to defend those claims because I think that the arguments he gives in his book against God are really quite fallacious.
Can I just play you a clip of the chief executive of the British Humanist Association? This is a guy called Andrew Copson who's taking part in the event with you this week. He says he won't debate with you one-on-one, though. Have a listen to Andrew.
Whereas, for example, people like Anthony Grayling will happily sit down for a public conversation with the Archbishop of Canterbury, or people like Richard Dawkins will happily sit down on platforms for discussions with the Bishop of Oxford or whatever. They don't really want to engage with this particular person. A lot of people, and you can see the reports of debates online, a lot of people find him slippery and contorted. His arguments are often very obscure, and although they're baseless, they require so much refuting that it's difficult to do so in a debate format. And the general format that he prefers, those one-on-one occasions, often feel like setups, really, with largely Christian audiences who've mainly come to see him. And the format is sort of micromanaged, really, to his advantage.
Well, there's a lot there, Dr. Craig. Slippery,
Yes.
Contorted, obscure, baseless arguments.
Oh, my. Yes, well, I would invite folks to simply come to one of these debates themselves and see if they think that that's the case. I'm going to be debating the Oxford professor of philosophy, Peter Milliken, at the University of Birmingham. And you can find the information on that at bethinking.org for the venue and time, and decide for yourself whether you think the arguments are slippery, contorted, and obscure.
I'm just wondering, and this is from somebody who's come to this without any prior knowledge of what you do. I mean, I know what Richard Dawkins is all about.
Yes.
But surely by kind of banging on about Richard Dawkins has to be there, aren't you just giving his views the oxygen of publicity?
Well, it needs to be clear, I think, Nick, that I'm not responsible for this. I'm just the invited guest speaker. It's the local host groups that are publicizing the campaign, and so I'm have nothing to do with that personally. But I don't think that there's any fear of promoting Richard Dawkins. He already has a very high profile, and I think what needs to be done is to engage with his arguments in a public, rational forum. And that's what we're offering to do. We're offering not simply for me to give a lecture, one-sided, one part of the case, but to have an open forum where both sides of the argument will be presented.
Are you better at publicizing your beliefs than Christians, then?
Excuse me?
Are you better at publicizing your beliefs than Christians?
I'm afraid I don't understand the question, Nick.
What I'm saying is that you make a song and dance about it, if you'll forgive me. But ordinary Christians don't really do that. They kind of let people get on with it.
Well, I don't do a song and dance, Nick. As a professional philosopher, I think that there are good reasons to believe that God exists, and I defend these not simply in these sorts of public, popular forums, but in academic books published by Clarendon Press, Oxford University Press, and in professional journals as well. But these debates are a way of taking the goods down out of the ivory tower, where only academics hear them, and presenting them to the general public.
Can I just stop you there, Bill? We are right out of time. I do apologize. When are you in Oxford?
I'm going to be there on the 25th of October.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thank you very much indeed for joining us this morning.
BBC Radio Oxford.